Okay, we're going to try this again. So I started to go down this setup with John Wise to add, first of all, hello everybody, to add end zones and graphics, excuse me, end zones and field centers to his game. And I'll show you what it looks like without that. So this is the game. And when you launch a game, it's just going to have the standard Stratomatic default graphics. And there's nothing in the end zones except for the city name, and the graphic scoreboard is the old um, pixelated ones. So we're going to add those files to his machine. First thing you want to do is download all three of these: the Stratomatic Football.ini, the graphic end zones and field centers, and the hybrid yellow and white scoreboard. So we're going to download them all. Then after they're downloaded, you want to unzip them. So we'll go to the download section. And I've already done this once. So we're going to, first of all, let's do the scoreboard. That's really easy. We're going to grab all the files from inside the scoreboard. And you're going to go to so I copied them. I selected them, Control A, and did a Control C. Actually, let's do it a different way just to make it a little bit clearer to see. So on one screen, we'll have where we're going to put them on the left, and on the right will be the location of where the files are. And again, you're going to get them off of this web page, which is www.michaelstuckey.com/sffpl. This is my draft league website. Michael Stuckey is a friend of mine that allows me to host my websites up there. Okay, so once you have the files downloaded, we're going to grab all of the files, Control C, and we're going to drag them over here to Stratomatic Football, and we'll put them under graphics. These are the scoreboard graphics. So we'll just drag and drop them over here. And it says, do you want to replace them? Yes. In this case, we want to replace them. We're getting rid of those pixelated ones for a little bit smoother looking graphic ones. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the end zones. So we have all the end zones for all the years, and we're going to put those in the same basic directory, which is Stratomatic Football Graphics, but this time we're going to put them under teams. This is where the end zones go. And as you can see, all the city names are in there. Copy these over. And when it asks us, do we want to replace them, it's talking about the ones that are in here with just the graphic names. You can say yes to overwrite those. It doesn't really matter, even if you skip them. So this is a little bit bigger files, but totally worth it. It doesn't even take up that much space. So even we're putting in ones for years that he may not ever use, it's still, it's good to have them there. Okay, so now all these team end zones and field centers are showing up. And the last thing we need to do is now you got to tell the game where do you find those files? And that's where that any file comes in. So we're going to go back over here to Stratomatic Football, the main directory. And we're going to go to downloads, and that's one of the other files we grabbed from there is the Stratomatic Football.ini. So we're going to grab that, and we can just drag and drop it over here, anywhere in this directory, and we want to replace the file that's there. And I'll show you what this looks like. If you open this up, it's telling you that for the 1956 Cardinals, this is where you find it. Okay, so we need to do I guess on my directory, on my machine, I have it under apps. So we're going to replace the apps. And just replace it with nothing. I'll fix that and I'll re-upload it. So that way it's going to be in his C, Stratomatic Football Graphics, Teams, and then that's where the graphic files will be found. These are the team IDs. For each season, there's team IDs that you have there. So we're going to save that. Okay, so now the graphics will show up. But before we even get to that, one of the other things we wanted to do is he restored a league file without getting this result. So here is what team was it? He was playing as Houston against Green Bay. So this result is not showing up. He pulled the updated league file from the cloud, but he failed to push that one. So we're going to email that to the commissioner, and you find that again in the C directory, Stratomatic Football, and send. Okay, and you can sort it by date modified, and we're looking for a Green Bay Houston Post file. So this is it. So this is the file you want to email. I'm not sure what email program he uses. Close this window. We're done with that. Close this window. See all those zip files, special zip programs that I started this video before, but he had like WinZip loaded and some other extract zip. You don't need to do that. You just use Windows File Explorer to double click on the zip file and it'll open for you. That's what we did here. All of these ones and download that we just downloaded, these are all .zips. Just double click on them. Open that up and you'll see everything inside there. Okay, so, well, he doesn't have to download it, email it. He can just send it to me through here. So you just go into his private chat with me through Slack, push, and then we're going to say upload from your computer, and we'll browse over there to Stratomatic Football, send, and we're going to find that Houston at Green Bay file. Where is it? Oh yeah, we got to sort it by date modified. And Houston at Green Bay, right here. So now it'll send that to me. Now, if you didn't want to re-download the leaf file, you can just take that. I'm going to copy it, and you can drop it in the received directory. This is all that it does when you upload things to the cloud, puts it up there in a special place. It pulls it down to my machine in my received directory, and then I import it using League Manager. So you can say League import postgame file, and then that'll get pulled in. So now that Houston file against Green Bay, it's now in there. So he's all set. But I'll pull it into the master file too. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to do is grab the Slack download for Windows. So Windows download for Slack, pull this up. And this installs the app, so you don't have to keep bringing up a web page for Slack. still running, so just give it a second. I think it's still running. Yeah, here it comes. All right, so this is the sign-in spot. So there you go. Now it's going to open this in the Slack client. And it's so much easier to have the client running than to have it running in a web browser. So this goes away. And close all of these actually. And now it's going to be set up over here. I'll give it a second. All right, now the last thing, so now it's a little slow. Let's look at the game now to see how the graphics look as soon as this finishes. Or am I locked out here? Something's not updating on my side. But I can just show you in mine. So this is what the graphics will look like now. When you launch any old random game, you'll have like the Falcons logo and the end zone. And the scoreboard looks like this. This is the hybrid yellow and white scoreboard. It looks a little nicer than that dot matrix printer one. All right, so that's it. And other people will put in player photos, custom icons. I don't really like that stuff. The photos I wouldn't mind, but I don't think anybody has a 2020 player photo pack. So, all right, so that's it. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and let's see if I can get connected to his machine. Well, maybe I think it's all done. So I'm going to shut this down. All right, guys, thanks.